The next thing that we'll talk about is North Star. So more often than not, we know that companies either do set their values and expect their teams to live their values, and they expect their salespeople to present their values in the sales and customer process, and that's well known. I don't know if it's always fully disciplined and acted on, but it's not uncommon for companies to set values and put the words on the walls, etc. We are becoming much more of a society where people run businesses that are purpose-led. We take the time to figure out what is our why, as Simon Sinek would call it, and know that we're here for more than just profit, and what's the purpose of our business, what's our bigger goals and our audacious goals. And obviously, businesses recognize that they need to have a strategy, and they know that in order to achieve goals, you have to be strategic about getting there. I would say most companies know that these things are critical. Whether or not they actually put them in place is a different story.
You think most companies know?
I think they know. You don't think they know?
No.
Okay, give me some examples or thoughts on that.
A lot of companies of late that when you talk about that, it goes right over their head.
Like they don't even understand it?
They don't have them. They don't know why. When you're like, the importance of it, that's too fluffy. Yeah, I've had I was in a strategy session, a few months back, and they didn't have them. They didn't see the point of it, and yet they had a lot of employee issues.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
So you bring it back to that, and they're like, well, maybe this is a little more important than we thought. But yeah, there's a lot of clients out there. I think the good ones definitely know and are doing something about it. But I would say probably you could throw that into the mix of why businesses fail. Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting because it feels like, as an active reader of business literature, that you would feel
in your bubble.
in the bubble I live in. Yeah, maybe you're right. I feel like you would have you'd have a hard time not knowing it, but you might be right.
I come across a lot of people never heard of Simon Sinek.
Really, in business?
Yeah.
Some people don't know who Adam Grant is. Life wouldn't be as good if you don't know these guys. It's worth knowing them. Well, not personally, but knowing their products and thought leadership.
I think a lot of, there's lots of businesses that once they hit a certain scale and they start bringing in more professional coaches, that's generally where it gets introduced. There's some business owners who are obsessed with reading and continuous growth and learning, and they probably pick it up sooner. But there's lots of business owners, they just know what they know, and they live in their bubble, and they don't actually reach out for a lot of perspective, whether it be through business forums or coaches or reading or whatnot. So I think it's a mixed bag.
I guess there's a lot of reluctant entrepreneurs too, right? That fell into...
Or they think they already know it all.
Yeah.
Aren't actually looking for any help because their business is going great. They're making lots of money.
They don't need the help at that particular point. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, there's the values, the purpose, the strategy. It's interesting. I was actually having a conversation just this morning where I was telling the forum group how we talk about values on a pretty much a daily basis at Amplify, and that, if I could run a cult, maybe we'd run a cult, but you won't let me, which is probably good.